Many people nowadays see social media as an important tool in terms of marketing and business, though much of the interest may come from the desire within business itself to find ways to use social media for its purposes. In fact, in some of our field sites, we find that actually social media has very limited impact. But we also confronted deeper issues about how doing business fits within different societies. And in this video, we're going to discuss together about how ordinary Chinese people using social media to do business with each other, which again will challenge some of our preconceived ideas of what social media is supposed to be.
Yeah, but actually doing business on social media is something that is booming in China. And in our own research, we found that people were not only willing to spend and transfer money on social media in China, but increasingly they were actually turning to it as a way to make money.
Really? Because in my field, people do shop online, but then it's not through the social media platforms themselves. And then if in some of our field sites, there's a general ground for skepticism as well. Take our English field site, for example. People hate targeted advertisements on social media platforms. But then in China, you say like people spend money on social media platforms and then they transfer funds through social media. How does it work?
Okay, but let me give you an example, Sriram. For over 2,000 years in China, people have traditionally given red envelopes filled with money at celebrations like Chinese New Year and at weddings. But in 2014, WeChat actually introduced a virtual red envelope function on their platform that allowed people to gift real money to their WeChat contacts electronically. Now, what's really interesting is in 2015, during Chinese New Year celebrations, over 160 million US dollars were actually transferred online on the platform in this way.
Also, by registering your bank card with WeChat, you can actually use the platform to purchase goods, to pay your utility bills, to book hotel and taxis, or to transfer money between people.
That's fascinating because you say like WeChat started off as a social media platform and now it's actually become a shopping channel.
Or it can be the other way around. That is, shopping is becoming more social.
But there may actually be a far deeper reason behind all of this, which is related to how we understand what constitutes appropriate economic behaviour in any particular place. So, for example, in Europe, transactions involving money are often considered to be quite opposed to things like love or the family. But by contrast, in somewhere like China or in other places, actually what we see is money is seen as a far more appropriate way to express care for each other. And those examples of giving red envelopes at weddings are a really good case, right? So in this context, we can actually see that it makes much more sense that social media in China would be far more monetized in nature. And it seems far more natural to Chinese people that it should be that way. And the next video we're going to see is a really good example of this.
一个买的都是化妆品，就是这个微信朋友圈我买的都是化妆品，基本上，因为他也是刷屏，但是我觉得他东西我比较喜欢，所以我会帮他看。不过我也曾经把他屏蔽掉过，因为我觉得太乱花钱了。这个朋友圈是卖饰品的，就是也是韩国代购的。我觉得微信上的东西好像真一点。 因为微信他们不仅会发这种照片，他们还会发他们在韩国买东西的照片，就那种现场照，就感觉好像是正品。然后淘宝，因为现在淘宝不是评论都不好吗？特别是化妆品，10有8九是假货啊什么的，就不太敢买。然后微信上就敢。
Also on Taobao, which is China's biggest online shopping platform, before making any purchase, people often actually communicate with the seller online via a thing called Ali Wangwang, which is the platform's inbuilt social media platform. And this actually makes the experience much more like offline shopping, where people will discuss details about the products or even try and barter for a better price.
That's fascinating. Seems like the most obvious contrast is with Amazon, which is the most common place for online shopping outside of China. But then the shopping experience on Amazon is a lot more anonymous. For example, in my field site in India, you have a lot of young men from lower socioeconomic classes shopping online on sites like Amazon. because they're discriminated against when they actually go into high-end stores in larger
So,
malls.
in India, the internet helps people to remove social identity in daily shopping, while in China, social media is used to make economic activity more personal.
Okay, great. Well, in conclusion, I think our discussion has really highlighted a really key anthropological observation. That if we want to know and understand the role of social media within economic life, first of all, we've got to understand that actually in different societies, people have completely different understandings of what economic life actually is.